Hi everybody. Today I thought I'd show you how to get your grades out of Slate and put them into Skyward. So before I do that, on our faculty page and on our student parent page, you should be able to find how students are assessed at the bottom of the screen. Remember, there are two different scales. There's a regular scale and there is an honor scale, and they do vary slightly. Notice that for the pink portfolio, a 7.5 is a C. And for the pink portfolio for non-honors, a 7.0 is a C. So it does actually matter a little bit. So first thing we should do is get into Slate. So I'm going to click on the top of the web page. Brings me to Slate. It's also found on the district's web page. I'm going to go to Tools and My Data. Now you're not going to see as many options, but My Data should be one of your options. That's going to bring us to Looker. If you've never logged into Looker, you should try clicking on Forgot Password. If that does not work for you, contact me, Brent Johnston, and I will make sure that you get into your account. But once in, you're going to click on Kankakee. You're going to click on Staff Dashboards, and once again, you may not see all the options. Actually, for you, you probably will. There's a couple ways we can look it up. We can either go to Progress Lookup, or I kind of like this new one called Progress Lookup by section because it gives me an option for looking for me as the teacher. And I think that's very handy. So right now you see nothing. That's because I haven't told it what to do. So I'm going to click the down arrow for filter. And you notice there's these triangular boxes. That means I have to fill those out. So first thing I'm going to do is put in my name. Notice it automatically fills. It'll look for the names if you just start typing. Competency area, I'm grading science today, so I'm going to click on science, and once again it started to fill for me. And then learning cycle, this is quarter 4, so I'm going to choose learning cycle 4. Any of these other areas I can fill out and it will sort for me based upon those filters, but I just want everything, so this should be good. And then I'm going to click up here in the top right corner, run. And once it doesn't say stop anymore, that means it's done. Click the down arrow so that it gets rid of my filters for me. And these are all of my students in class. So I have noticed that this fills up the whole screen and I can't see the names. So I like to shrink these columns down. It makes it easier to do this. I know my name. Section number doesn't need to be that big. I'm only looking up science. Performance level doesn't take that much room. On track isn't even in there. And this gets us down to what we really need to see. I'm going to shrink this one too. These two columns. So we have grade conversion and advanced grade conversion. So before I continue, let's talk about that. If a student is rostered in an honors class, it's actually in Skyward as an honors class, this column is going to reflect the different scale. You don't have to look at the advanced column. The grade conversion is automatically going to tell you what they have in your class using the honors scale. If you do not have an honors class, this is also the scale. Slate knows the difference between the honors sections that we have in Skyward and the regular education sections. Now, why is there an advanced column then? So no matter what class you have, you're just going to look in this column and this is their grade. But if you have a student that's in a non-honors class but has earned honors credit, it's going to show over here in the advanced grade conversion. It's going to show you what they have for a grade. To get that grade, it has to be an A or a B. There is no C for being in a regular class to earn honors credit. And so these names, if there was students that had earned an A or B over here, then they can be rostered into an honors class and given that grade. In order for that to happen, the counselors would have to be emailed the names of the students that are earning those grades so that they would know. All right, so then what do I do with these grades? Well, I would go to Skyward, go to my grade book. Now this is important. We need to do this in both grade books. So semester 1 and semester 2. Remember that CBE courses, whatever they get at the end of the year is their grade for the whole year. So I'm going to click all so I can see both semesters. And notice that I've had robotics and engineering all year, so I see both sections. I'm just going to click on this semester for biology though. So go in here. Under the S2 option, I would go down to enter semester S2 grade adjustments. And in here is where I type the grades. Now there are some things to note here. Let's say that this student got an A. When I type in just an A, notice it gives them a 92.51. If I type an A minus, that's an 89.51. And if I type in an A plus, that's a 97.51. This is important. In CBE, we don't have plus and minus scale built into Slate. So anyone that's earned an A in CBE should not be penalized for their grade point because there's no plus minus scale. So if they earned an A, we put in Skyward A plus. If they earn a B, we would put in Skyward a B plus, and so on. And then you see it changes that percent, which is going to affect their overall GPA. If they did not meet, if it says DNM or does not meet, you do that in the drop-down menu. So I'd go over here to DNM Other and click that. And if they failed, we would enter that as well. And so that is how we put grades into Skyward from Slate. Now, what I'm working on, notice, is only semester 2. I would then go back and click on semester 1 and change the semester 1 grade as well. I hope this was helpful and have a blessed day.